Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. Today is December 14th, 2013. I'm Holly Seiler, leading our news tonight. A judge has ruled that the state of Alaska will have another 6 months to file a response to the post-conviction relief filing for the decades-old Hartman murder case. The state has asked for more time to review the new evidence presented by the document, including the confession to involvement in the murder made by William Holmes. Marvin Roberts, Eugene Vent, Kevin Pease, and George Fries are currently serving prison sentences after being convicted of the murder of 15-year-old John Hartman, but continue to maintain their innocence. The state will now have until May 15th to respond. A Fairbanks man was sentenced to 5 years in prison for beating his girlfriend. Mark LaRue struck a deal with prosecutors to drop a kidnapping charge in exchange for a guilty plea. Authorities say his girlfriend of 3 weeks escaped from a Fairbanks home where LaRue had been beating and choking her for hours. LaRue's criminal history includes 18 convictions since 1988, half of them for assault. Judge Paul Lyle ordered LaRue to 7 years of probation, citing a pattern of domestic assault. ConocoPhillips is seeking a permit to resume liquefied natural gas exports from its facility on Alaska's Kenai Peninsula. The company earlier this year announced that it would not seek an extension of its existing export license, which expired March 31st. However, spokeswoman Natalie Lohman said that ConocoPhillips has contracts throughout South Central Alaska through 2018. The state had urged the company to reopen its plant and apply for a new license to provide an incentive for oil and gas companies to explore and invest in the Cook Inlet.
Most of the utilities have long-term contracts, so there seems to be some excess gas in the market. And I think this is really, really important, is that ConocoPhillips is committed to meeting our local supply contracts and diverting this gas supply if we need to during peak, energy supply needs. Our local stakeholders are supportive of this, and so is the state of Alaska. That's really what we need to move forward with this kind of action.
Meanwhile, Governor Sean Parnell says he is waiting to see who will be picked for a natural gas trucking project. The Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority is looking at 2 proposals to get gas from the North Slope to Fairbanks. The one selected will get help with funding from the state. Vying for the job are Fairbanks Natural Gas Company and the Interior Gas Utility. Both presented their proposals to the state previously.
Where they asked for proposals to come in to utilize that package of funds to bring gas to Fairbanks and the interior. I expect ADA to be making a decision on which project they're going to move forward with, perhaps in the next 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks probably. And I'm working diligently to push ADA to make a decision to do what's right for Fairbanks and get gas to Fairbanks.
Governor Sean Parnell also announced today that he will decline the pay raise that had been recommended by the Alaska State Officers Compensation Commission. The proposal made by the board would have given the governor an over $5,000 a year raise. The commission is also recommending raises for other top government officials. In a press release, Parnell says that he still supports raises for the heads of government agencies. We have much more when we come back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. China has suspended imports of shellfish from the U.S. West Coast, cutting off one of the biggest export markets for Northwest companies. The Chinese government imposed the ban after discovering that recent shipments of clams from Northwest waters had high levels of arsenic and a toxin that causes shellfish poisoning. The Chinese government says that the ban that started last week will continue indefinitely. Clams, oysters, and other two-shelled bivalves harvested off of Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and Northern California are affected. The Alaska Department of Transportation is testing a piece of equipment designed to crush ice on the highways. The new ice-breaking tool was used for 2 weeks in Fairbanks and is now in Anchorage for 2 weeks of tests. The icebreaker attaches to the front of a plow truck, looks like a long tube, and crushes ice with rows of metal spikes. The Transportation Department now scrapes ice with serrated grader blades and underbelly plows. Officials with DOT say the tool did well on the Johansson Expressway and other high-priority roads and worked best on thick ice.
So the icebreaker works in a couple different ways. First, we can fracture the ice and try to remove it completely from the asphalt, separate the ice from the asphalt. Or on ice-caked roads, we can try to fracture the ice and create more traction for drivers. We've purchased it on an experimental basis, and the initial results have been very promising. So we'd like to see this piece of equipment used throughout the state more.
Last week, the News Center's Mike Schultz began a series spotlighting the 20 agencies that receive funds from the United Way of the Tanana Valley. Tonight's spotlight is on the Literacy Council of Alaska.
The Literacy Council of Alaska was first formed in 1973. Since then, the mission of educating adults and children in the interior has increased. The individual who oversees the agency is Mike Kalasa. I asked Mike how the United Way assists his agency.
Yeah, the United Way plays a big role all the time with the Literacy Council and so many other great agencies here in the interior. Number one, it's a tremendous fundraising effort that the United Way puts on, and so all the agencies partner with that. And number two, we have a great opportunity to collaborate with all of the United Way agencies to make sure we're serving the entire community. So that's a really important aspect of what United Way offers us as agencies.
What kind of impact does Mike feel the Literacy Council of Alaska has on the community?
Yeah, one of the big impacts on the community is in fact creating community. So the opportunity for adults to come together, study and work hard together in a safe place. And then being able to go out into the community to look for jobs, going out in the community to become citizens of the United States, maybe some of our ESL students going out and getting driver's license. So there's been a big impact within the community in terms of creating more community, creating a healthy community, and creating a more literate community.
During his supervision, what does Mike see as their greatest fulfillment?
The most fulfilling part of my job is always to see lives change. So when a group of people can come together, study hard for 6 months, study hard for 12 months, and go back out into the community fulfilling their goals, whether it's getting a job, having a family, being able to become a citizen of the United States. These are the things that I find fulfilling. It's when our students make progress. I've also had a blast working with some of the kids. We have a lot of youth that are challenged with education, not doing well in school, and maybe a little angry and loud and difficult to work with. But over time, we'll build a trusting relationship, and to see those youngsters progress in school and do well is really rewarding.
The United Way campaign is coming to a close soon, but there's still time for you to give. And remember, all donations stay in the community. Mike Schultz, News Center 11.
A benefit dinner to help provide drinkable water to victims of Typhoon Haiyan raised more than $18,000 Tuesday night. The Facebook group Fresh Water for the Philippines announced the success of the dinner that was hosted at the Alpine Lodge. The fundraiser was originally planned for a relief effort for the October 15th earthquake in the Philippines, but the group quickly turned their attention to raising funds for those affected by Typhoon Haiyan. All the proceeds from the fundraiser and additional donations will be used to purchase emergency water purification tablets and help accessibility to safe drinking water. Donations are still being accepted. Visit www.freshwaterforphilippines, that's number 4.com if you'd like to help. A United States Army Alaska soldier has been named Soldier of the Year after months of extensive competitions. Specialist Adam Christensen competed in the Army's most prestigious individual soldier competition and late last month was given the coveted title. Amongst trips to mentor students and soldiers alike, Christensen says he was thankful for those who helped him to accomplish the goal and bring the title to Fort Wainwright.
I had excellent leadership in Sergeant Norton. He was my sponsor, basically my coach. He sat me down, said this is what we need to work on, and we put together a training plan, and we just went at it, and he really got me ready.
Joe Cook is next with sports. He has the latest in hockey from the Ice Dogs, Nanox High School, and more. The Rifle Regionals were today as well, so stay tuned. Sports is next.
Hello, Interior sports fans. Joe Cook back in Sports Seat for you, bringing you some Saturday sports action. It wasn't a win, but it wasn't a loss. Last night, the Nanox ended up tying with the Bemidji State Beavers. The Nooks led 3-2 about halfway through the third period when Tyler Morley connected with Garrett Perry, but Matt Prepavesis, he tied the game with 1:40 to go in regulation for the Beavers. UAF got 5 shots on goal in overtime, but no goals. 30-21 shots on goal advantage went to the Nooks. Sean Cahill made 18 saves. Matthew Freese also had his first goal of the season in the tie. And the Fairbanks Ice Dogs displayed their defense in the Soldotna Sports Center for a 2-1 win last night. Last time the teams met there, 20 goals were scored in 2 games. And this one, Fairbanks trailed 1-0 after the first, but got 2 big goals in the second by Victor Lilligren and Jacob Hetz, and that proved to be the difference. Hans Gaworski had 2 assists for the Dogs. Goalie Patrick Munson made 24 saves with a scoreless third period. Fairbanks outshot Kenai 44-25. The Ice Dogs lead the Era Cup Series now 8-1 and can win it outright tonight with a win right before the Christmas break. Today at the E.F. Horton Rifle Range on UAF's campus was day 2 of the High School Rifle Regional 6 Championships. The shooters will complete 60 small bore shots, 20 targets from the kneeling, standing, and prone positions, and 60 shots standing for air rifle. At the end of Friday's action, Lathrop was in the lead with 52 points, 29 more than Hutch. Delta was third, followed by North Pole, West Valley, and Toke. What makes this challenging for the shooters is that a lot of them are also shooting for the Junior Olympics, which is happening this weekend at the E.F. Horton Rifle Range as well. We'll have full results from regionals on Monday. And today at the Big Dipper Ice Arena, West Valley hosted the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. And with 7:19 in the first period, Ty Profit, he got the first goal of the game. He added 2 assists as well. Gabe Rankin got another goal for West Valley. 5 minutes. Wolfpack took a 2-0 lead into the second period. Casey Lewandowski got 2 goals, and that was from a tough angle. Like I said, he had 2 goals in the second, 4-0 West Valley, but the Bears would not be shut out. Cole Cheeseman scored on a 4-on-3 power play to make it a 4-1 game, but the Wolfpack answered with 2 quick goals by Stasi Skorowski and Taylor Gale, who got one in a few minutes later. West Valley had 4 players with multi-point games, and they roll in this one 8-1.
We definitely talked a lot, and that's what helped us today. Is that helped us cycling and everything, getting everybody involved, not being selfish with the puck. It's nice because we don't have to depend on any one player. We can all just send 3 lines out there to score, and the 4th line scores 2 sometimes. So that's real nice.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, we're a good team camaraderie in the locker room and working hard all together. And just getting pucks to the net and scoring goals is fun. So working hard all the time.
We came out and we worked hard. That's the thing I wanted to do. We kind of challenged the guys and let's just come out and work hard. And good things will happen. I'm pretty happy.
And sticking with high school hockey yesterday, the Tri-Valley Warriors with just 9 players and the Hutchinson Hawks, they went at it in the Big Dipper. Ethan Graham in net for the Warriors. He was a Warrior, making 28 saves in the first period alone, but he couldn't make it 29 as Holden McCulloch for Hutch scored with just 25 seconds left in the first period. Richie Stickle, he sticks with it, and he ties the game at 1-1. At a 12:53 mark of the second, he had 2 goals for Tri-Valley, but the Hawks would untie the game less than a minute later with a nice goal from Kevin Steffi. That would spark a 4-0 run. Gabriel Medor put one in from deep after a face-off win. Nice shot there. Thomas Lees and Alex Marcos will hook up twice for goals, and McCulloch would score again as well. Brandon Rustad had 3 assists for the Hawks, and Hutchinson wins this one 6-2. And following that game, the Lathrop Malamutes got revenge against Juneau, who came back to beat Lathrop 3-2 on Thursday. Ryan Ebenall and the Malamutes would not let Deja Vu get them again after some nice saves from Ebenall and Neil Chapman for a scoreless first period. Colton Meyer, he got a power play goal for Lathrop. And then later in the second, Chad Horn, he was scored to give Lathrop a 2-0 lead. The Malamutes led 2-0 going into the third period and lost on Thursday night. And they had the same advantage last night, but Ebenall, he stood on his head making save after save. Meyer would get another goal, and the Malamutes shut out Juneau, winning 3-0. Their 4th win of the year. Ebenall had 23 saves in the shutout.
It's a good way to go into the break. So we've struggled a little bit, giving up too many goals this year, and he really did step up today and play a good game.
We just kind of kept going hard. We kept trying to keep everybody pumped up the entire game. Our goalie Ebenall played really good. Couldn't ask for any better play, but it was pretty great.
I feel like we didn't quit in the third period. I feel like last night, we kind of got to let it go to our heads, and we gave up, and I feel like we kept on constant pressure on this team, and it really helped us score goals and keep the puck out of our end.
And a couple of quick tidbits of sports news. Former Ice Dog and North Pole Patriot John Fievel is in Italy playing for the U.S. men's national team as part of the American Legion Hockey Association in the Winter World University Games. The Iowa State University senior forward is on the U.S. squad that won its first 2 games so far over Sweden and Latvia. He hasn't tallied a point for the U.S. team yet, but in 26 games, he's the leading scorer for the Cyclones with 30 points. And another student athlete with interior ties is performing in Italy as well. Senior skier Max Olix of UAF went to Northern Italy right after winning the Nordic Cup to ski for his native German national team in the 26th University World Games. Lucas Ebner of UAA is also on the team. Olix, who is from Aalen, Germany, qualified based on the times he posted in his junior season. Olix skied in the 7.5K Skiathlon Classic and the freestyle skate. He'll participate in the 10K freestyle skate this coming Tuesday. The Alaska Sports Hall of Fame announced their class of 2014 inductees this week, and they have ties to the interior. Jeannie Hubert-Truax, a former North Pole and Monroe basketball star in the late 80s, will be inducted. She was Player of the Year from 1986 to 1988. She went on to the University of Miami and finished her career top 5 in points, assists, and steals. Currently, she is the head coach of the Wasilla Warriors girls team, and she's won 3 straight titles from 2010 to 2012. Mario Chalmers of the Miami Heat is in the class. He was a 3-time Player of the Year for Alaska while at Bartlett High School, where he won 2 state titles. The McDonald's All-American won a national title at Kansas and is a 2-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat. And for the event category, the Yukon Quest, the 1,000-mile international sled dog race, is regarded as the most challenging in the world due to the weather conditions and distance. It starts or ends in Fairbanks and Whitehorse, Yukon every other February. Also making the event category is when UAA defeated Michigan back on December 28, 1988 in a tournament in Utah. The Wolverines won the title that year, but not before the Seawolves beat them 70-66. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Holly Seiler is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Joe had a lot of things to do up on campus tonight, so I'm going to get into weather by myself. Here is the almanac for December 14th. In the interior, it shows a normal high of 5 degrees and a normal low of 12 below. The record high was at 1944 at 35 degrees, and the record low, proving that weather could always be worse, was set in 1910 at almost 60 below. The sun rose this morning at 10:51 a.m. and will set tonight at 2:42 p.m. It's going to give us 3 whole hours and 49 minutes of daylight, a 2-minute loss since yesterday. This is weather around our great state today. Flurries are falling down Fort Yukon. Barrow is cloudy today, and sunny skies are moving over Nome. It's cloudy in Fairbanks with some snow expected tonight. Healy will also see snow today. It's raining in Juneau, cloudy with rain in Ketchikan, and Bethel is mostly sunny today. Cold Bay is feeling up to 35-mile-per-hour wind with flurries. It's all sun in Kodiak, and light snow is expected in Homer. There is some light wind in Valdez, and Anchorage could see up to 3 inches of snow tonight. On to our friends in the lower 48. Here are the highs from around the country. Seattle is cloudy today with highs in the high 40s. Las Vegas is sunny with highs in the high 50s. Snow showers are falling on Minneapolis with highs in the teens. It's raining in Atlanta with up to 20-mile-per-hour winds, highs in the high 50s. It's cloudy in New York with both rain and snow showers. 3 inches of snow is expected for them today with highs in the high 20s. And Miami is partly cloudy today with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, a high in the low 80s. Back in Alaska, Fort Yukon and Barrow are both expected to see cloudy skies tomorrow. It'll be partly cloudy in Nome. Continued snowfall is expected in Fairbanks tomorrow with light winds. Light snow is also expected in Healy with a single-digit high in both areas. Juneau and Ketchikan are projected to get some snowfall tomorrow. It'll be minimal in Juneau, while Ketchikan could see up to 1 inch of snow. Those little flags mean that Cold Bay and Kodiak are going to continue to feel heavy winds into tomorrow. Cold Bay could see up to 20-mile-per-hour wind, while Kodiak could see up to 30-mile-per-hour wind. It's all sunshine for Bethel, though, with highs in the teens. And Anchorage and Valdez are expected to be cloudy tomorrow. Light winds for both areas as well. Homer will feel some light snow with highs in the 20s all around. And we'll feel some light snow over here in the interior as well. A negative single-digit overnight low with light wind. And that weather will just continue into tomorrow with a high around 9 below, light wind, and up to 1 inch of possible snow accumulation. And here is the forecast for the upcoming work week. Boo hiss to our Monday projected high and low, but have no fear. We will slowly warm up throughout the week, and by next Friday, we'll be back in the positive temperatures. And I love to give you guys good news, and I would think that that's pretty good news. For December, can't really ask any better than that. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News. We're really glad you could join us. Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter.com. From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.